Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the screen for a special video presentation.
For more than 85 years, the United States Conference of Mayors has come together to work on the issues that have shaped our country and guided its success. Now more than ever, Americans are demanding that their leaders work together.
We are committing the resources of the conference to a consistent bipartisan direction for the next 24 months, based on the simple notion that together, everyone achieves more. We are committed to a 2-year plan focused on 3 strategic priorities, 3 I's to help cities thrive across the country.
Infrastructure is one of the most important issues facing America, and mayors are ready to stop talking and start digging. Local government is best suited to identify, prioritize infrastructure needs, and execute on them.
Mayors are being faced with more demands and less funding, making innovation an essential part of our 2-year playbook. We're bringing together and socializing some of the nation's best practices and cutting-edge technologies to help set up cities for success.
As leaders, we understand it's our job to create a culture of inclusion and an environment that lifts everyone up. Together, we'll work to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to take an active role in building our communities.
Bipartisan, civil, honest, and productive conversations among mayors, often working collegially with our friends in Washington, can drive real and meaningful change in this country.
We look forward to continuing to work with mayors to improve the quality of life in every corner of this country. Through our strategic focus on the 3 I's, we invite you to join us.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Conference of Mayors President, Columbia Mayor Steve Benjamin.
Good afternoon, USCM. That was a great video. How'd you guys like that? Like the new look, the new feel of the U.S. Conference of Mayors. You'll have an opportunity to hear more about the 3 I's tomorrow. But this time, I'd like to thank all of you for coming to this 86th annual meeting of the United States Conference of Mayors. We're in Boston, one of the most innovative and historic cities, and indeed, in the entire country. And I want to recognize, of course, Amy. Got the Boston crew right here, okay? I want to recognize, of course, our officers, our second Vice President, Brian Barnett of Rochester Hills, our past President, Mayor Elizabeth Couts of Burnsville, Minnesota, and of course our CEO and Executive Director, Mr. Tom Cochran, and his team for their fantastic work in pulling all of this together. Please give them a round of applause. Tomorrow we will be officially welcomed by our gracious host, Boston Mayor Marty Walsh. We're so fortunate to have the opportunity to hold our annual meeting here in this incredible city. Please, again, thank me and join me in welcoming. Thank you, Marty. Applause for Marty Walsh and the Boston team. It's unique. As many of you know, I transitioned into office a little bit early because of election rules in the great city of New Orleans, Louisiana. So as we begin this meeting, it's a great honor and a personal privilege for me to recognize our immediate past president, Mitch Landrieu of New Orleans, Louisiana. As mayor of New Orleans for 8 years, Mitch brought his city back from lingering devastation caused by Hurricane Katrina, both economic and social. As president of our Conference of Mayors, he was a fierce advocate for our priorities, always pushing to make sure that the voices of America's mayors were heard in the halls of Congress, the White House, federal agencies, and the courts. And on the most personal level, I want to thank Mitch for his help in leading the national discussion and addressing issues of divisive monuments and making sure that we were talking about the true meaning of bringing people together. We're so appreciative of the leadership that Mitch Landrieu has provided to his city, to this organization, and to our entire nation over his career of public service. We'll now see a video on the presidency of Mayor Landrieu. Please join me in welcoming to the stage the immediate past president of the United States Conference of Mayors, Mitch Landrieu.
Thank you all. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, please. Thank you. Thank you. Sit down, please. Thank you. Thank you all very much. I really want to start by thanking everyone here today for taking the time to join together to do the work that you do to make America stronger, better, and of course, more vibrant. Before I begin my extended remarks, I want to extend my gratitude to all of the hotel staff and the guys and gals working behind the scenes here in Boston to make sure that we have a great meeting. Can't do it without them. To the great Mayor Marty Walsh, congratulations for putting a great conference together. I know this is going to be a successful convening. Marty, thank you. What a great town. Boston strong. You got to love them. To Mayor Benjamin and Barnett, congratulations for your leadership. Thank you for your service and your friendship over the past years. Of course, to the executive committee, to the trustees, to the conference leadership, thank you for your time and your work on behalf of American cities. And to every mayor that's here today, please accept my gratitude for the confidence that you placed in me over the past year. Thank you for everything that you do to make America what it is, because she is our passion, and you have passion for the people that you serve. To our sponsors, to our partners, thank you for your continued partnership. To the staff of the USCM, ladies and gentlemen, they do an unbelievable job. Give them a round of applause. Thank you for your commitment to our organization and your continued hard work. And then finally to Tom Cochran, let me just take a minute, Tom, to thank you personally, not only for your last year of partnership, but for a lifetime of service and leadership. Will you guys please help me give Tom a round of applause? The last couple of weeks have been quite an experience for me. As many of you know, I left office on May 7th, so I stand before you today, not as a mayor, not as a lieutenant governor, not as a state legislator, but as just an average citizen. And can I tell you, what a relief. But in all seriousness, it has been the honor of my life to serve the people of New Orleans and the people of Louisiana for over 30 years. The city of New Orleans remains in great hands. We are joined today by Mayor LaToya Cantrell, our first female mayor in 300 years. I know that you're going to give her a warm welcome, Mayor Cantrell. Stand up so they can see you. Mayor, good luck to you. I have always and continue to believe that public service is a very noble calling. And now more than ever, our country is in great need of strong and courageous leadership, the kind of leadership that each of you, as mayors of your own great cities, demonstrate every single day. For the past year, I have had the privilege of leading this distinguished conference and standing with mayors from both political parties who have stood tall through word and through deed, representing the people of America in cities across the country, large and small, urban, suburban, and rural, to champion the issues that matter to most Americans. We have pushed hard together for more infrastructure to increase our security, to put Americans back to work, and to ensure our continued economic growth. And when Washington got stuck and gets stuck, we found new ways to fund our own projects, investing in tunnels, bridges, roads, water systems to keep our cities moving forward, all making a major contribution to putting more Americans to work than ever before in the history of our country. If Congress and the President want to know if investing in infrastructure works, they should ask the mayors of America, because we have a great story to tell. We have rallied our communities to be more resilient, and we've recognized the impact of what doing nothing has on our climate. Now, while Washington may not be in the game on climate change, collectively, our cities will make sure we stay on task and protect the environment. Together, we've led the way on innovation, entrepreneurship, autonomous vehicles, new technology. We've advocated for fair and safe immigration systems, and we have told the stories of the dreamers who work and play and serve in our communities every day. You know, Congress can fix this right away if they would just find the courage to do so, but they keep coming up short time and time again. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sad. We have pushed for common sense gun safety laws and against irrational violence, and we have worked with our police chiefs to promote fair and safe policing to address violence in our schools and communities. We came together to make clear the dire cost of repealing the Affordable Health Care Act, working to ensure that all of our residents have access to quality health care. And we put forth city-led models for tackling the opioid crisis that continues to destroy our families and to plague our communities. And throughout the past year, it has become more evident than ever before that mayors must heed the call to unite our country and to lead us forward. Our compact against hate with the Anti-Defamation League demonstrated our ability as mayors to combat hatred and bigotry in our cities. Our partnership with the National Urban League brought mayors together with civil rights organizations to push for equity and inclusion in our institutions and in our political systems. With the support of Bloomberg Philanthropies, we amplified mayors' voices across the country on issues that matter to our cities and ensured that millions of Americans understand the power, mayors, of your leadership. Now, since we're in Boston, let me offer a perspective first shared by President Kennedy in 1963. This is what he said: "A man may die, nations may rise and fall, but ideas live on. Ideas have endurance without death." And for America, freedom, liberty, and justice is that idea, and we, the mayors, are its defenders. Mayors, ideas shape our future, and after 30 years in public office, I am confident that it will be your ideas and your leadership that will help our nation find its way forward. These may very well be uncertain times in our country. We, the mayors, feel the despair of those who are left behind, or the fear of parents and what they have for their children's safety and well-being. We understand the frustration fueled by the dysfunction in Washington that is causing division in our communities and weakening our country's ability to lead coalitions across our country and, in fact, around the world. But here is what I learned in my years of public service. Essentially, we are all the same. We all want the same chance to provide for our families. We all want the same things for our children: safety, opportunity, and freedom, and making sure that they have a better opportunity than we had. You see, the greatness of our democracy is that between the extremes, we find common ground, where Americans come together to celebrate each other and to work hand in hand to create a better future for our families and for generations yet to come. And yet we all know the future does not belong to a place that closes its door to those who seek refuge. The future does not belong to a country that closes its heart to Hispanic families trying to build better lives for their children, or to our Muslim neighbors who are seeking the same religious liberty that lets us choose our faith. The future does not belong to a place that denies anybody the right to be free from discrimination because of who they choose to love. The future does not belong to a country who closes itself off to young African-American boys and girls who still feel left out of the mainstream. It doesn't belong to those who ignore working-class men and women in the heartland who feel left behind by an economy that rewards only a few. And finally, mayors, the future can never belong to those who seek to divide us for personal profit or for political success. Thank you. Hard work, personal responsibility, faith, family, country, love of community are all great American values that bind us all together and make us better. But hatred, discrimination, and the denying of justice to our neighbor have no place in our city square. There is no need in our great country to feel afraid or threatened by those who look different from us. And anybody who seeks justice, freedom, and liberty should be welcomed as our neighbor. Americans do not need to hold each other down or push each other away to claim their fair share of the American dream. Our country has broad enough shoulders to welcome, not to turn away. As we have often said, our formula for success is multiplication and addition, not subtraction, not division. Today we have to reaffirm our commitment to a future where each citizen is guaranteed the uniquely American gifts of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That is what really makes America great. And today, it is more important than ever to hold fast to these values and together say a self-evident truth that out of many, we are one. Because we are one nation, not two. Indivisible with liberty and justice for all, not for some. It is in this unity that true patriotism is rooted and flourishes. The idolatry of false patriotism is not a pathway to freedom. In this country, our diversity has always been our greatest strength, and it will be the uniting factor that binds our democracy and secures our future for each and every American. Now, we can't ignore the challenges we have in this country because they are real. We must always, always remain hopeful. At this challenging time, when our government is pushing us backward, at a time when the truth is disposable and deceit is used as a weapon, when the echoes of past injustices linger just beneath the surface, waiting to burst forth like a broken dam, it is clear to me that the ideas and the courage that will shape our future and strengthen our democracy will rise from the streets of our cities and from the mayors of this great country. Thank you. We are counting on you to offer ideas, mayors, that will not die, to create endurance that lasts beyond those currently in power, and to place the benefit of all before the political or personal profit of some. And we're counting on you to get beyond partisanship because we know that safety, security, jobs, equity, resiliency, healthcare, and opportunity are not partisan issues. They are the ideas that will move this nation forward despite the current times that we are in. So today, as a regular citizen, I can only hope and pray that you will continue to stand up and stand together for our country, mayors, because when you stand, people will notice. When you speak, America will listen. They will. Mayors Benjamin and Barnett have laid out a strong vision focused on infrastructure, inclusion, and innovation, building on the strength and foundation of our agenda for the future. It is a good agenda. Mayors, it has been my great pleasure to serve with each and every one of you. My hope for our future remains strong because I know the quality of those in this room who are fighting for that future. I implore you to continue to use your voice for good, not ill, to speak out for those amongst us who have no voice, and to continue to work together to shape the brighter future for us all. Thank you all for your service. Thank you all for allowing me to be your president. May God bless you all, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mitch Landrieu. Next, I'd like to introduce the Senior Vice President and Chief Sustainability Officer of Walmart and President of the Walmart Foundation, Ms. Kathleen McLaughlin. We're so pleased Kathleen is here with us today as we announce this year's Mayor's Climate Protection Awards. Kathleen's responsible for programs that help Walmart create economic opportunity through jobs and sourcing, enhance the sustainability of food, apparel, and general merchandise supply chains, and strengthens the resilience of local communities. Through business initiatives and philanthropy, her teams work with Walmart's associates, suppliers, nonprofit organizations, and others to drive significant and lasting improvements to economic, social, and environmental systems. Last year, the company awarded more than $1.4 billion in cash and in-kind donations, including $1 billion worth of food donations. Please join me in welcoming Kathleen McLaughlin.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be with you here today. And we are so proud, again, to sponsor the Climate Protection Awards. This is our 12th year. So we're delighted to be here with you to do that. You know, we're in a lot of your communities. We employ many people in your communities, and of course, many folks in your constituency are also our customers. And so it's a real honor to be among mayors. And I have to say, on a personal note, my grandfather was a mayor. He was a 3-term mayor of Great Falls, Montana. So I don't know if we have someone from Great Falls here, Montana. But it's exciting. I feel a special connection to all of you here today. I'd like to just make a couple of remarks about the importance of climate action at this time in our history and the importance for Walmart as a company. You know, we have a particular approach at Walmart that we call shared value. And it's this belief that we can create the most value as a company when we address critical social and environmental issues, and vice versa. So it's not the case that addressing environmental issues like climate are things on the side and then we also run our business. We improve our business when we address economic mobility, sustainable supply chains, stronger communities. There's synergy between the economic, the social, and the environmental issues that all of us address every day. And so we've been committed to action on the environment and to climate since 2005. It was actually in the wake of Hurricane Katrina, and it was wonderful to hear Mayor Landrieu's remarks, that the company committed to set a goal of 100% renewable energy, and we've been working on it ever since. And so I just want to talk a little bit about that. We became one of the first companies globally to sign what's called science-based targets. That means we've committed to reduce our emissions at the level that's needed to stay in line with the Paris Accords, the 2-degree warming scenario. And so to do that, it means action within our own operations and then also in our supply chain. So in our own operations, building on what we've been really doing since 2005, there's 4 things we're trying to do when it comes to emissions reduction. First of all, renewables. We now have about 500 on-site installations of solar. That makes us, I think, the largest install base in the country. We will have 1,000 electric vehicle charging stations across 30 states very soon. And we reckon that the solar projects that we have installed on site, as well as projects that we've helped fund through purchase agreements, have generated 9,000 construction jobs across the country and 5,000 permanent jobs. And today we are at about 35% globally of our electricity needs from renewable energy. Now I know there are some cities in the room that are a lot farther along than that, but that's a little over 3 billion kilowatt hours. Remember, we're in 28 countries globally. So for us to be a third of the way toward our goal, we're excited about that. We want to go faster, but that's where we are. The second big area where we're working is refrigerants. The third is around efficiency in our operations. So we've achieved a 12% decrease in kilowatt hours per square foot. So even though we're a growing business, we are improving our carbon intensity in our own facilities. And of course, that's again through many initiatives that similar to what you all have been working on. So LEDs, HVAC retrofits, and so on. And then finally, our fleet. We doubled our fleet efficiency over a 10-year period. We have our own trucks in the US, so those big Walmart trucks. So we doubled the efficiency, and that was through cab redesign, engine redesign, driver behavior, lots of practical, specific initiatives. So all totaled, we've managed to reduce our carbon intensity, so our emissions per dollar of revenue, by 1/3 in the last number of years. So we have a long way to go. We got to get to 100% renewable and stay in line with the Paris Accord, but we're excited about that progress. As I mentioned, the commitments we made were not only for our own operations, but also in our supply chain. And of course, 95% of the emissions in retail don't come from the bricks and mortar, it comes from the supply chain. So we did the math on that, and we said, you know what, for us to stay in line with the Paris Agreement, it's a gigaton of emissions that we need to take out. That's 1 billion metric tons of emissions from supply chains working with suppliers. That's a lot. So a year ago, we announced Project Gigaton. So we called all of our suppliers. We said, we want you guys to join with us. We need to do this together. We're going to take a gigaton of emissions out of the supply chain. And how are we going to do it? Working with you guys, and we're going to do it through energy, so energy efficiency and renewables in supply chains, sustainable agriculture, waste reduction, especially food waste, packaging reduction, innovative consumer products, LED light bulbs for the home. We helped commercialize those and make them affordable. Cold water wash. That's a big unlock of emissions reduction. And then finally, deforestation, so palm oil, beef, soy, paper. And so we have launched a program with World Wildlife Fund, Environmental Defense Fund, Conservation International, Nature Conservancy, Sustainability Consortium, CDP, and all of these nonprofits have worked with us to create a platform, tools, resources, ways to get started for these companies to sign on and join us and get there. So we now have over 500 suppliers that are working with us on this initiative. We're very excited about it. And we're off to a great start, having been underway for about a year now. So we've already logged 20 million metric ton reduction, actual reduction in year one. In the past, a number like that took us 5 years to get to. So we're excited about the progress there. And we're working in many of your communities on this. So just to give you one example, agriculture. We launched something called the Midwest Row Crop Collaborative in Iowa, Illinois, and Nebraska. And we're working on fertilizer optimization through that project. We're also working on animal agriculture. And those efforts will take out tens of millions of emissions in the near term. And as part of Gigaton, sustainable agriculture is about a third of what's achievable. So that's a massive priority. As I said at the outset, this is good for the economy. This is good for business. As we pursue these things, we are seeing improved cost structure. We're seeing better supply security. So, we are a big advocate for action in this area in the business community. Mayor Landrieu talked about the need for leadership in this time. I couldn't agree more. Now is a time for real leadership across all sectors. And we are very, very honored to have some connection to all of you and what you're doing in cities every day. It gives me a lot of confidence to see the traction and the progress that all of you have made on climate and continue to make. I would really encourage everyone in the room to learn from the leaders that you'll see today. There are such great examples of forward thinking and such great progress. If we could have everyone working on this together, we will achieve the goals of Paris as a country. So thank you very much for letting me be with you here today.
Thank you, Ms. McLaughlin and Walmart for your incredible support of the United States Conference of Mayors and our collective sustainability efforts. Now it's time for the presentation of the 2018 Mayor's Climate Protection Awards. As you know, protecting the climate continues to be a top priority for our organization, and this issue is more pressing than ever. We're excited to announce this year's Climate Protection Action Award winners. We will recognize the leadership and work of our colleagues. We begin our awards today with our honorable mention winners in the small city category, mayors of cities with population less than 100,000 people. Our first honorable mention award in this category is Binghamton Mayor Rich David for his LED streetlight conversion. His initiative converted all 7,000 municipal streetlights to LED technology. I see Mayor David seated in front. Congratulations, Rich. Thank you, Rich. Congratulations. Our next winner is Derry Mayor Jim Morgan for his Net Zero Task Force. We're a group of volunteers from his municipality and throughout the community that are pursuing the goal of eliminating all carbon fuel emissions. The chair of the task force is here with us today. Congratulations, please. Our next awardee is Encinitas Mayor Catherine Blakespeare for her city's Gold Standard Climate Action Plan, which has put the city on the path to reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 41% below 2012 levels by 2030. Mayor, we're pleased you're here today, and thank you for your leadership. Hermosa Beach Mayor Jeff Duclos is being recognized today for the community-wide garage sale. where earlier this year, residents came together to host a community-wide garage sale with 150 concurrent sales, yielding emission benefits across a number of different areas. And finally, please, applause for the mayor and Salinas. Finally, Sarasota Mayor Liz Alpert is being honored for her community canopy program, providing more than 450 free trees to residents through a user-friendly online portal and in-person giveaway events. You can read about all these programs and all the other winners in the best practices report at your tables. Please, again, join me in congratulating all of our honorable mention winners in the small city category. Now I'd like to recognize our first place winner in this category, Mayor Gary McCarthy, who's been recognized for the Schenectady Sustainability and Innovation Project. Say that 3 times, the Schenectady Sustainability and Innovation Project. To learn more about this fantastic project, please roll the video.
Schenectady has a proud history of innovation. It's incredibly important for us to use technology and infrastructure to make our community more sustainable. Schenectady's Sustainability and Innovation Project utilizes the renewable generation of electricity, highly efficient use of power and LED fixtures, all deployed in an ever-expanding mesh network to better manage transportation, information, and the delivery of city services.
National Grid has been very happy to partner with the City of Schenectady on their Smart City effort. The effort consists of the LED street lighting technology, the roundabout improvements, and the Beavis Hill Solar Array project.
Our Union Street project has a deployment of 38 smart lights with video analytic and environmental sensors, wirelessly connected, giving us the opportunity for public Wi-Fi in the corridor. With about 5,000 street lights in the city, changing high-pressure sodium lights to LEDs will reduce energy consumption by well over 50%, conserving 2 million kilowatt hours of electricity every year. This savings, coupled with reduced maintenance costs and decreased greenhouse gas, positions Schenectady for a brighter, cleaner future.
The expansive $500 million Mohawk Harbor waterfront development required traffic calming measures to reduce vehicle emissions and fuel consumption while increasing safety. The Erie Knott roundabout has been a huge success. The new 2-lane roundabout significantly reduces vehicle emissions. Annually, it's estimated to reduce volatile organic compounds by 439 pounds and nitrogen oxide by 238 pounds.
The City of Schenectady has installed a 711 kilowatt solar panel array at the Beavis Hill Reservoir, and it has reduced the city's energy costs by roughly $80,000 over the past 2 years. The addition of the solar panels has resulted in approximately 270,000 pounds of CO2. It is estimated that the solar array will save the city approximately another $840,000 over the life of the project. So this has been a great sustainability effort by the City of Schenectady.
On behalf of the City of Schenectady, I want to thank the U.S. Conference of Mayors and Walmart for this great honor. We appreciate the recognition that's given to us for our innovation and our sustainability program, and we look forward to continuing to build on our past record as we go forward into the future.
Congratulations, Mayor McCarthy. Please come to the stage to receive your award.
Thank you. It is both an honor and it's humbling to be able to accept this on behalf of the team in the City of Schenectady. And at the same time, I acknowledge my colleagues in this room, all the great things that we're doing in our individual communities to make them better, stronger, and really more sustainable. And just want to thank the leadership at the U.S. Conference of Mayors. President, you're doing a great job. Tom, you are just an inspiration for so many of us. And we thank that partnership of Walmart to be able to go forward to do the innovative things, the things that make a difference and make us really proud to know each other, to be part of this great effort in this country. And I know we're going to go on and do more impressive things into the future. Amen. Thank you.
All right. Gary, thank you so much for your great work and to all the winners in this category. And again, our collective congratulations. Now I'd like to recognize our honorable mention winners in the large city category. Our first winner is Evanston Mayor Stephen Hagerty for his city's Climate Action Resilience Plan, or CARP. Mayor Hagerty is right here in front of me. And I want to, Mayor, okay, there you are. I want to, please. Yeah. Convey our congratulations. Our next awardee is new Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry. Jacob, where are you? So you're somewhere out there. All right. Is also seated. He has a fantastic new program, the Green Business Cost Share Program, driving more investment into environmental justice communities. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio is being recognized for his 1.5 degrees Celsius program, aligning New York City with the Paris Climate Agreement, a climate action plan that charts the costs to keep the city on track with the Paris Agreement's targets. Our next awardee is former Phoenix Mayor Greg Stanton for his Cooler Phoenix program that creates a trading platform and carbon offset verification tool for the local tree planting projects in cities. Within the past week or so, Mayor Stanton stepped down as mayor to run for Congress, but we're recognizing him here today nonetheless, and we wish him the very best. San Jose Mayor Sam Liccardo won his award for the Climate Smart San Jose, aligning his city's climate actions with the Paris Agreement. Mayor Liccardo will be talking about his program in more detail during Sunday's afternoon climate session. And finally, West Palm Beach Mayor Jerry Moyo is an award recipient for her resiliency and climate readiness and stormwater master planning. Mayor, thank you for your incredible leadership on many fronts and your support of our conference during your tenure as mayor. We're going to miss you, Jerry. Now I'd like to recognize our first place winner in this category, Mayor Steve Adler, for his Austin Energy Community Solar Program. Please roll the video.
Sustainability and equity are two values that are core to the culture of the people that live in Austin, Texas. That's why we're so proud to be selected to receive this award. You know, technology in Austin is something that we use to achieve community benefits, but also to promote equity throughout our city. And it's that approach to technology that makes it so that we're so proud to be a tech hub. In Austin, Texas, we own our own non-for-profit electric utility, and because we own it, we're able to operate it in a way that manifests our culture in this city. So Austin Energy was able to develop a community solar program that had as its central core promoting sustainability and solar energy access in our community, but to do it in a way that made sure that we did it equitably so that everybody in our community could participate.
Austin Energy launched its community solar program in late 2016. We realized that as a utility that's been promoting solar for over a decade, there were still a number of our customers who couldn't install solar, whether because they were a renter or they were a homeowner who had a shaded roof or the roof was facing the wrong direction. And so we worked with our community stakeholders and solar supporters to develop a program that would expand access to the over 50% of our customers who couldn't install solar because they rented, for example. And our first project was a rooftop project at the Palmer Event Center. It's 185 kilowatts, which serves about 25 households. We recently expanded the program with the opening of La Loma Community Solar Farm right here in East Austin, which serves 440 homes. This is the first community solar project in Texas that has had an affordability component and really expanded access to lower income customers. It's also the largest project in the ERCOT grid, which serves the majority of Texas, and the first to be paired with battery storage. So right at the substation across the way, we have a 1.5 megawatt battery, which is about the size of a shipping container, and that is paired with the solar so we can integrate solar and storage onto the grid in a way that increases resiliency for the community, power quality, and lets us test different ways to find value from these new technologies. So this was a great opportunity for the city to build a project and create not only green power, but educational opportunities for the community, including the kids who go to school right at the elementary school north of the project and the high school south of the project.
Thank you to the United States Conference of Mayors for selecting Austin, Texas for this award, and thank you to Walmart for sponsoring it.
Congratulations. Mayor Adler, congratulations. Please join us to share some remarks and receive your award.
Well, on behalf of a really smart and hardworking and right now really jazzed team back in Austin, Texas, Kathleen, let me say thank you to you and to Walmart and Mr. President, to the U.S. Conference of Mayors for this award. You know, Austin's had a long history, conservation and environmental action. One of the main tools that we've had in reducing our community's carbon emissions is that our city owns our own utility, which gives us a pretty considerable advantage. What that means is that our city council serves as the board of directors for our utility company, so we're able to make our community values put into practice in the policies of our company. As a result, 40% of our customers use renewable energy, and our plan is to get north of 65% by the year 2027. We've offered green power programs and incentives for homeowners and businesses to install solar for a decade now. And while it's grown by leaps and bounds, it has not been really available to everybody. Some people's homes are in the shade. Some folks rent, and most of the folks that live in Austin rent. A lot of folks don't have the initial capital that's required. So to address this, we created this community solar program. And we completed the La Loma Community Project this winter. And that's now enabling hundreds of homes that couldn't otherwise participate in our solar program. It's one of the largest solar programs in the state. It's becoming the first Green E certified program of its kind in the country. It is the first community solar program to be paired with utility-size batteries to find new storage solutions. But what I am most proud of is the link it has to affordability. It's in East Austin, which is a working-class neighborhood that has not had a lot of significant amounts of solar installed. And right now, it's in the neighborhood. Students walking to school pass by it every day. And it's a tangible reminder that technology and clean energy are the future for everybody. This is the latest in a long chain of the intersection of climate change, climate action, innovative clean energy, and also our social justice goals. So it is great for our city to be recognized for our core values. Again, in the company of some great cities, great mayors, great projects, thank you for this honor.
I say, Steve, congratulations to you and all the other large city winners. Congratulations again to everyone. Thank you for all you do to help us work towards a more sustainable future. And as we conclude this lunch, let me provide a few program reminders. At 1:45, We have 2 best practice forums focused on the key topics of housing affordability and availability, and also on education. After that, I'll see you all back in this room at 3 p.m. For our next plenary session featuring Facebook's Sheryl Sandberg, immediately followed by an important discussion on infrastructure. Again, thank you to our friends at Walmart for supporting this incredibly important initiative. We are adjourned. All right, thank you.